Mr. Beast's response may be the worst response to drama in the history of the internet. Or it's the best. Now let me explain. So I feel like most people by now are aware of the ongoing drama revolving around Mr. Beast. In fact, some would even say it's played out and nobody cares anymore. Whichever opinion you have on the drama, you have to admit it's been pretty compelling stuff. I mean, hell, even this guy found a fan base from covering it.
So this is one of the weakest points in my opinion. It's where he accuses this James Warren guy of, being abusive and doing things to his former partners.
But I digress. If you're unfamiliar with the ongoing drama, allow me to quickly summarize it for you. But before we get into this crazy drama, I need to relax, and nothing helps me more than our sponsor.
The sponsor of today's video is Fum. Fum was nice enough to send me a complete setup to try out their products and then share with you guys what I think of the product. So let's go ahead and unbox this and see what we got. So when you first open up the box, you got a nice presentation of the base, which is where you will store the Fum. Got a little weight to it, but overall really nice packaging that comes with it. Of course, you can't do anything without the flavored air device. We're here to stick with you, not to your lungs. I really like what this company's doing. As someone who's an avid vapor, one day I like to quit, and I think that this is the perfect way to do that. So let's take out this first. Look at that cool presentation. As far as packaging goes, they go above and beyond. Look at the cool wings on the breathing device. And look how easy it closes back up. Tell me that's not satisfying to watch that taper it. Oh, I love it. Now you can tell this thing is incredibly well made from the weight of it. See, when you turn it, the air filter shows you how much air you're gonna get compared to how much flavor. The more you turn it this way, the air opens. When you turn it this way, it closes, which gives you a much different inhale sensation. It comes with a crisp mint extra pack here. You have your habit tracker here. Now this is a great way to quit vaping or smoking, especially smoking. But if you're trying to figure out a good way to do any of this stuff, I cannot imagine a better product than Fum. So let's get our base out. Look how easy these packages are to open. You just take this tab and pull. Feels like really Fum thought of everything. Oof, that is heavy. But look how cool this is. It's all magnets, so when I'm done with my Fum, I can just... How cool is that? It's a fidget spinner. That is hours of entertainment right there, folks. Bet your vape or your cigarettes can't do that, can it? Very cool. We have the raspberry lemon, the sparkling grapefruit, white cranberry, maple pepper, that should be interesting, orange vanilla, and crisp mint. Now obviously we can't just open the box, so we have to try this thing. Alright, let's give it a shot. Wow. I gotta admit, that is really good. That is very, very good. I was not expecting that. As someone who heavily vapes, I can hardly tell a difference. Now you notice that vape, right? That could be offensive to some people. Now, if I could feel like I can get the same experience from this without that out breathing, this is a gold mine. Pure genius, I gotta tell you. Wow, I was not expecting to like this much. Thank you so much, Fum. And make sure you use code LATELY at checkout.
Thank you again from our sponsor. Now, let's get back to the content. Dogpack 404, a Mr. Beast employee of 4 months, conveniently dropped a video at the same time news came out that Ava Chris Tyson happened to be facing allegations he groomed underage kids in a Discord that frankly looked really bad for all the parties involved. Then much more came out about Chris, Ava, whoever they happened to be at this time, had a business relationship with a lolly artist by the name of Shadman. Now, Shadman could get his own video. With the amount of degeneracy this guy committed with his time on the internet, to sum it up, he would draw cartoon versions of anime characters who looked to be of childlike age doing, well, adult things. And I'll leave it at that. Even going so far as to draw Keemstar's daughter, who was 8 years old at the time. Like, really gross, disgusting stuff if you ask me. People began to question the ethics of Mr. Beast's company, and like by some miracle, Dogpack 404 happened to drop his first video entitled "I Work for Mr. Beast, He's a Fraud." In this video, Dogpack would lay out allegations about illegal lotteries to kids, Mr. Beast having his employees sign shirts on his behalf, Beastables being a not-so-delicious candy.
You have to try these nuts.
The video went viral, launching Dogpack into the stratosphere and gaining him over 600,000 subs and 15 million views. The video was widely considered a success by many, even those in the notoriously nitpicky commentary community. While some said he reached during parts of the video, like pointing out that selling chocolate and fast food to kids was bad, like we didn't already know that, but capitalism. Others said Dogpack made a lot of pretty good points in the video that, if not for anything else, warranted further investigation. Mr. Beast did not respond to this video. Dogpack then released a second video where he introduced us to Jake Weddle, who was a very sad, failed stand-up comic with an even more sad story to share about working for Mr. Beast.
And it's like they brought in all my friends, you know, to make it.
In short, Weddle claimed he was tortured when trying to win $300K from Mr. Beast. He would have to stay in solitary confinement for a decent period of time.
I'm going to attempt to spend the next 7 days in solitary confinement. Seal me up. Bye, Jimmy. Hopefully I don't go insane. For the next 7 days, I have to survive in this soundproof white room with 0 human contact and 0 stimulation. And because this is actually psychologically dangerous, the most important thing is the doctor outside making sure I don't go insane.
I worked in psych hospitals for 23 years, and this is much worse than anything I've ever seen. Anything past 50 hours in a white room like this can lead to permanent psychological damage.
And I'm about to do 168 hours.
Jake failed the challenge, but Mr. Beast still awarded Jake Weddle $100,000 for at least trying. I mean, can you imagine? The dude failed the damn challenge, but still received a bunch of money. Like, that's not really a dick move in my opinion. So, like, what's he so angry at Mr. Beast for? I never really understood that. Jake Weddle would go on to detail in the video that he was basically tortured by Mr. Beast. But in my opinion, the only torture that actually took place for Jake was having nobody around to listen to his shitty jokes.
Somebody else, has been posting because they allegedly have, insider information from allegedly, the inside of some alleged entity. You can tell I talk to lawyers. This video is about nothing.
This video was received less favorably than the first video, but still received pretty well by the majority of people. Many in the commentary community, like myself, found that Jake wasn't a victim at all, but a guy who just failed a challenge that he himself signed up for.
I just vehemently disagree with it.
To
but
put that
hope you
responsibility on Mr. Beast. Okay.
And I see where you're coming from. I disagree, and I hope you see where I'm coming from. And whether or not you disagree with that, that's fine too.
Yeah, because I just think like personal agency, erasing that, you have to reach really high bar to take away someone's personal agency here.
Sure. And I think, I think Jimmy definitely took away that agency in droves, but if you don't think so, that's fine.
Jake would still be offered the remaining prize winnings from Mr. Beast, but said he didn't feel comfortable taking the full amount because he didn't want to be what looked like a sellout.
But in my community notes, I asked you guys, this is how I think Jimmy should respond publicly to everything. But for me, this is how I'd like it to be handled for me. And I asked you guys, if like he offered me money, what would you guys be okay with? Because I'm iffy about it, dude. Like, I don't.
So instead, he allowed Mr. Beast to pay him $50,000 instead. Way to go, Jake. You really showed them. Like, why not just take the full amount? He claimed it was so he could continue to bash Mr. Beast. But in the text Jake read, the money never seemed to have any contingency surrounding the payout. So essentially, Jake just took less money, well, because he's an idiot, and thought it would make him look better.
You mentioned you like to be paid out the rest of the prize money, the other $190,000. And I'd love to make things right with you. I have zero expectation of you mentioning me sending you this money publicly or taking down any videos. This is just me wanting to help you out and make sure you're good. I just need to know if you still have the same bank or not. We'll send you the money on Monday. Wish you the best. For me, the personal apology, the person-to-person thing, there was no lawyers around. It wasn't a spectacle. There was no camera in my face. I respected that. But I couldn't take it. I couldn't take 100. I just couldn't take it. Because it's still a mechanism of the game. It's still like the rest of the prize money. And that's not what it was about. But the other consistent point I was making was when you have no money, it's not a choice, is it? So
Jake doesn't realize, though, that Mr. Beast giving him that money now made Jake a compromised witness and would not allow him to be able to participate in any future trials if he were to, sue Dogpack or any lawsuits, assuming that there is any. Like, I'm sorry, if you're offering me $300, I'm not counter offering with $50K. Like, give me that whole damn check, baby. So congrats, Jake. Mr. Beast bought your silence at a clearance price. The plot would again thicken for Mr. Beast, however, when it became known to the internet that Mr. Beast hired a sex offender that went by the name Delaware for his company. Now, Delaware's own brother confirmed that he was a sex offender. This again looked really bad on Mr. Beast. And just for full transparency, again, no Mr. Beast response. So then the third Dogpack video gets released, and now is when things start to fall apart for the anti-Mr. Beast crowd. In the third video, Dogpack goes on to state these wild-ass accusations about Mr. Beast CEO James Warren, who is the cousin of Mr. Beast, which I'm not even gonna state here because none of these allegations have been confirmed. And to be honest, if I were to list off what they were, that would make me no better than Dogpack in this situation. To sum it up, let's just say that every single, and I mean every single allegation came from a text that started with "I heard" in the beginning of it.
I heard that he's very aggressive. I've heard him referred to as a psychopath who screams at people and his girlfriends.
In fact, we made fun of this so bad that in every stream I do, everybody in my chat now likes to accuse everybody of whatever they want as long as they put "I heard" in the beginning of it, because if you put "I heard" in the beginning of it, we now know that the internet considers it true, which means that you can paint people with some pretty bad allegations.
The biggest thing I've ever made. Probably these nuts.
Now, I don't know about you, but this isn't exactly the hard evidence I'd be looking for when I'm accusing a man of things that could potentially ruin his life. That didn't stop Dogpack, though. No, he was on a roll. What could possibly go wrong? Everybody was looking up to him. Well, a lot of things. Soon, current Mr. Beast employees reached out to correct a lot of the information coming out about the Mr. Beast CEO, stating that these rumors were nothing more than office water cooler talk, stemming from them looking up the name James Warren in the area and assuming it was the same guy. But it turns out that James Warren is a common name. Dogpack then had to walk back a lot of the allegations that he made about James Warren, but went on to say that the allegations would be proven true in time, even though there was no possible way he could have promised that. There were allegations made against another employee who went by the name LaKoya Hill that also had "I heard" at the beginning of them, so those two have not been confirmed. However, we can confirm that Booty Call Wednesdays are now done. And at the end of the day, that is the only honest thing about Dogpack's whole entire third video, is that Booty Call Wednesdays are no more. Grab a tissue if you must, I share your pain. The good news is, however, Booty Call Wednesdays have been replaced by Tuesday Tatas, Thirsty Thursday, and Formal Fun Fridays. We're not really sure how Formal Fun Fridays got in there, but we think it's a politically correct move for the company. Okay, so now you guys are all caught up on everything you've missed so far. Needless to say, we've all been waiting on a response from Mr. Beast about all these allegations and how he's going to address them. So when Mr. Beast tweeted on September 17th, many people were eager to see what he would say. Mr. Beast wrote in a tweet as follows.
Lunchables sells hundreds of millions of units and countless people eat it. Our goal is to give people a better for you alternative to it. Our turkey meal, for example, is 80 less calories, 60% less sugar, more electrolytes. We use real cheese, they use cheese product. They can't call it cheese, higher quality meat, etc. Obviously eating fresh chicken and broccoli is healthier, but if someone is going to eat a pre-made meal like this, which millions of people do through Lunchables, then I think giving them a higher quality version at roughly the same price is a net good IMO, and why we launched Lunchly. Also, as we get economies of scale and can get things cheaper, we will be only improving the product more and more. Red Heart.
Yeah, that's not exactly the hard-hitting response we were expecting. Now, when I first read this, my first thought was, Mr. Beast, what are you doing? Is this the perfect time for you to flex on Dogpack? Like, why are you not responding to this guy when his credibility is in the shitter, which we're gonna explain why in a minute. But then I sat back and thought, wait a minute, this might actually be a smart idea. Why, you ask? Well, to be honest, if there's one thing we know about the internet, it's that people have short attention spans. And I mean like incredibly short. Hell, if you made it this far into this video, you're doing better than 90% of the others out there. What I think Mr. Beast is doing is not responding on purpose and releasing his new Lunchables ripoff product at the peak time that he knows everyone is going to talk about it. Mr. Beast probably believes that any promotion is good promotion. Case in point, the first reply to his tweet is from Dogpack 404, who is clearly seething in his reply here.
Kids need more than 230 calories for lunch. Your product is processed garbage with no nutritional value. Now address the allegations of running illegal lotteries, selling fake signatures, faking videos, endangering contestants, and hiring and protecting sexual predators.
The post has already been seen more than 8.1 million times, and everyone, including myself, are now talking about it. You know what they are not talking about? James Warren, or any other allegations Dogpack falsely claimed existed. In my opinion, this does look bad on Mr. Beast that he's shilling more products instead of addressing like the massive elephant in the room, but at the same time, from a marketing perspective, this was an ingenious move. Dogpack has stated on several occasions that he is waiting on a reply from Mr. Beast so he could tear it apart.
Putting together so I have something for when Mr. Beast responds. If his response is bad, then I can sort of point out, hey, he lied here and he deflected and straw man argument or whatever, as well as like dropping new allegations and doing it in an opportune way so that they get the most eyeballs.
But there's not a whole lot Dogpack can do with a new food product response. In a way, I feel like Jimmy's just doing this to troll Dogpack and all his other cronies because he knows people who are covering the drama will pick it up and talk about it. Free advertisement for his new Lunchable ripoff. Maybe Mr. Beast is taking this simply ignore it and it will go away response, which may very well happen. Or he's waiting on Dogpack to dig himself a bigger hole. Or he's gonna sue the ever-living shit out of him. And this will be handled in the courts, and maybe we will never get a response. I mean, after all, when you have that much power and your audience is kids, maybe you don't even need to respond to allegations. Now, speaking of allegations, remember earlier when I mentioned that Dogpack's credibility was in the shitter? It looks like Dogpack himself has had some allegations thrown at him. And boy, are these juicy. YouTuber Cope and Seath did a video outing some of Dogpack's history, and well, let's just say his past isn't checkered free.
Because I see a lot of people saying like, oh, if you knew, why didn't you come forward? Why didn't you go to the authorities? Well, I was going to come forward.
Well, that doesn't seem like it's been much of a priority for you, because when I went and asked Chris Tyson's mods about this, not only did they have no idea who you were before any of this happened, apparently you still haven't been in contact with them? Comments about the exit he took from Mr. Beast. You have no understanding of the inner workings of Mr. Beast, given that you were only spent 3 weeks at the company on a trial basis before you were fired for conduct even you have characterized as inappropriate. You did not make it to the end of your 90-day trial period without repeatedly ignoring your supervisor and then attempting to secretly spend company resources on something you described as a toy. During your brief period at Mr. Beast, you sought to attribute your inappropriate conduct to programming from being raised with access to an iPad and bad mental health. But there is no excuse for acknowledging the terms of your agreement while simultaneously going out of your way to violate them. But the fact that Dogpack only worked for Mr. Beast for 3 weeks is going to come as a surprise to some of you. And honestly, I don't blame you, because the timeline he presents, for example in his Reddit AMA, I was working a bit with him in February, trial period in March, and then 90-day contract from April the 1st to end of June, seems to be suggesting a much longer period of time of employment. But the legal documents themselves seem to paint a much clearer timeline. And speaking of that next paragraph, by the way, on your last day at Mr. Beast in April, the day you were fired, you pleaded for your job back, insisting Mr. Beast was the place you wanted to work. You asked for a second chance for your trial period, and you asked to later reapply to the company. You even sought advice on how to be successful if you were to apply for Mr. Beast again in the future. So, clearly what we have here is a Mr. Beast superfan. Excited to finally work with his idol, to finally crack into the industry. God, what could be better? Well, I mean, other than working for XQC, which he also tried to do using exactly the same methods. On the same account, by the way. YoX, I'm an LA juicer. I've worked on influencer merch for Zoomies. Just tell me what you want. I can send you designs to review with chat. It could be good intro content, so working on merch doesn't take away from the stream. I can also help with supplies, website, and possibly getting into retail if you want. He basically kind of just gets banned and goes on the whole tirade about AI. Actually, there's some similarities there to a post he made in the Mr. Beast subreddit about that, funnily enough. At least he's consistent. Sorry for going schizo again, but mods deleted my post before most people could see it, and X is still in denial. Yes, I'm jealous. Yes, I'm balding at 22. Yes, I get no bitches. Mediocre XQC merch designs are all I have, Pepe hands. I don't think it's X's fault if he didn't know his designer was yoinking, but I don't understand going so far to defend him unless the designer was upfront. At this point, X should just go on the mid-journey with chat and make the art himself. That's all. Sorry for posting again, but wanted to get this out there. Mods, please don't delete. I think this is fair criticism, and I send no hate to any designers, since I don't know if they were upfront with X or not, but secretly yoinking is cringe. Also, I nearly forgot. If you're wondering about that woke mind virus thing, or potentially like what sort of sources Dogpack's prepared to use, here is him uncritically posting Prism's video as evidence on Reddit. Between posting things like, I've been in the industry 12 years, let me tell you a little secret. I mean, aren't you like 22? How are you in the industry? Like, what, when you were 10? What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Now, how is it that a man who only worked at Mr. Beast for 3 weeks would know so much about the company? And more importantly, why did Dogpack want to work for XQC? I mean, you can't even understand what that guy says half the time.
Just probably went into the city to heal some a little bit.
So what?
I went to the city to heal some bits.
Yo, can you speak English? Also, if Dogpack doesn't want clout, then why is he so desperate not to get kicked out of the Reddit that he so dearly treasured? Not to mention the claims of drug use Dogpack himself has said.
Anyway, this was kind of an unstructured rant, probably full of spelling mistakes. I wrote this while high on meth, I believe you. But I wanted to address how Team C's was a complete joke, explain the scale of plastic pollution and why it's such a big issue, and also a potential solution. Also, yeah, part 2 is going in a different direction, but when it comes out, Mr. Beast is 100% done. That aged, poorly.
As someone who has done drugs in my lifetime for long periods of time, I can safely say that there is no way in hell I could handle being a credible journalist while high, and I'd consider myself to be an experienced drug user. Don't believe Dogpack? Just have a look at this picture here. I always point this out, but look at his eyes. Some may call that pupil maxing. In our rush to hate Mr. Beast for the success he has achieved, we seem to have no issue in overlooking the mountains, and I mean mountains, of evidence against Dogpack that shows he might not be the trustworthy source we thought he was. Again, have you ever known someone who was jaded towards a company they used to work at because they got fired? It happens all the time. If you said no, you either have worked at the same company forever or you're just a liar. Essentially, all I'm asking is to not believe everything you see online. On top of that, many creators have hopped on the Mr. Beast hate train and have seen massive growth in viewership because of it. If that doesn't reinforce the notion to keep on hating Mr. Beast, I don't know what does. Now, regardless of what Mr. Beast is doing, only Mr. Beast really knows what his plans are. He told his friend Ludwig that he would wait for all the info to come out before issuing a statement. Was that the statement? Who knows? Maybe he's letting Dogpack destroy his own credibility while he continues on like nothing even happened. Must be nice to be rich and powerful, right? Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is this Mr. Beast trolling Dogpack's group, or is he just simply selling a bad product and ignoring the clear controversy going on right now? If you enjoyed this video and you want to see why I think people are being unfair towards Nerd City, click here.